Welcome everyone. Today I want to discuss the importance of your connection. The connection to God, Creator, Source, or whatever you want to call it. We have been heavily manipulated to what God and the Creator actually is. Some of you will even turn away the moment you have heard the word spoken. Well, don't, just hold on. But one of the biggest tricks has been the inversion of the light in the New Age movement, keeping us obscured from the true spiritual self. There certainly have been souls such as Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and many more that were placed there for us to awaken. But it is not only the enlightened masters that bring us to the God source or the Creator. The evil of this planet also has the same effect. Yes, creates a very different scenario in growth, but it is equally important for our soul journey. We are in a planet of duality where dark and light conflict with each other to create a resolution. Both will eventually bring you to that higher consciousness, the more connected state, whether in this life or the next. That's where you will reach eventually, unless you are tampered with. Too many have resisted their spiritual self and weight themselves down in the physical world, which is becoming full of lies more and more by the day. But you will live a much more vulnerable and fragile existence in the physical world because it's just within the mind and body. It's a fragile existence with a very unstable core. The spiritual self is the true you, the unconditioned you, the one with no patterns. Yes, yoga, meditation, nature are all ways to connect. The way you can become more self-reflective, get those quiet moments. But we have to go beyond this point to reach the true spiritual self, that positive, happy place, because we have to accept there is darkness in our world and be able to observe it without being reactive to it. So how can we not be reactive to this darkness that we have in the world? Most people reach out of themselves feeling that they have to solve an outside situation. They have to take action against it. That's the way the political system works. Everything is outside of us and controlled by an outside force. But once we tap into the core of the spiritual energy and remove ourselves from these systematic programs, we can observe without judgment and don't become reactive to these situations. Don't get me wrong, I still get pissed off and annoyed, but you will learn how to deal with it in a much clearer way. This is, of course, if you believe there is a spirit. But if you don't, question where your dreams come from. Where do your thoughts come from? How did that luck happen? Them synchronized moments that are just too unbelievable to be true. Is that just a chemical reaction in your head? Your God gene, your spirit, source energy is the energy that creates you, the life you live. It's the frequency that has brought you into this physical world. But if you are dormant, unaware to its connection, or distorted, interfered with, you will be taken over by the social programming that is happening all around us every day. You will allow this mind control to dictate to you, manipulating you to someone else's agenda. But the main objective here is not money, it is to distract you from your spiritual self, your connection. As much as we think smartphones are an evolution in technology, they are not an advancement of the human and are dangerous when they are not used correctly. Not many are conscious to how they are interacting with this life. The Black Mirror, the mobile phone, is actually destroying society with the way people are interacting with one another. Actually isolating and disconnecting people from their environment and perpetuating the notion of the human individual. I can see how a lot of people are afraid to connect to their spiritual self, as they have been taught this is something you have to train for or you're gifted with it. It's not something that's actually integral to who you are. It's actually built into your system from the moment you are born. It's not just about sitting there crossed legs and meditating and wishing on good intentions and all will manifest. This is taught completely wrongly to what actually spirituality actually is. You are taught to follow the guru, the enlightened master, the pure one, but is that true? As these gurus, fake teachers, have all been programmed with false teachings. When Jesus walked this planet, did he look for a book to read before he embarked on his pilgrimages? No, he took action and was probably one of the very few people that actually did. Again, the New Age teachings distort this so you buy more of their books or attend their workshops. They keep you in that loop. The truth is, you are your own teacher, and ultimately this is what people are afraid of and the reason why people follow. They are afraid of their spiritual self or program to be. It takes a lot of courage to trust in what you feel or to be true, or to overcome what someone tells you to be the truth. Because you certainly are challenged when people are reactive, when your mind is open to truth. But overcoming that is all part of the connecting to the true spiritual self. There are many New Age teachers teaching spirituality, but their actual drive is money. They are actually devoid of any actual spiritual connection. Not saying at all there is anything wrong with making money from spiritual teachings, healing and alternative therapies. But a lot of these spiritual teachers are not truly heart-based and are often in complete denial of the darkness, when in truth this is actually distorting their own message, affecting large groups of people. When they are giving readings or sessions or other one-to-one therapies, they are giving people incorrect perspectives, keeping them locked in a belief system, past life, or something that never even existed. These teachers have been tricked by the inversion. They are often very powerful masters if they choose to be, but they are not utilizing the true source energy. Collectively, people will then follow them because they've got some great social media platform distorting their own reality, which adds to the collective mess. In the New Age deception, it's never been easier to paint the digital lie using social media, when what lies behind that social media post is not good at all. But as much as these people believe they are benefiting, gaining, they are only adding to the inversion, again separating themselves from the true spiritual self. They may want to help, but it doesn't mean that that help is going to help you. I feel most people in the New Age movement completely deny the darkness. They are not in the reality around them. They wash it with love and light, not understanding the depth to how negative energy actually operates in this planet. A good shaman will always be aware, understand, and not be afraid of the darkness. If a spiritual teacher is not aware to darkness, how do they know they are channeling a message? How do they know that they are connecting with a positive energy, this higher consciousness that is reaching this session? So it's important that there is a core awareness to any teacher teaching spirituality. Otherwise, they are just adding to the destruction of true faith. The same goes for alternative media. So many seem to have an agenda or argue over what the truth is, inverting the true perspective to the situation. Dividing movements is a great way to gain power, but people don't see it. They just carry on continually damaging and distorting the spiritual self. So ask yourself, why do humans need to go to the physical edge to find out who they are? Why do we need to make stupid mistakes? Do we need to go to these extremes to realize that these don't actually work? The more questions we ask, it will bring us to this point. Why so much oppression? Why so much destruction? Why divides, division all over the world? And it's got worse over the years. You only have to look at history to see the distorted truths we are told and how the power that operates behind the scenes. We have repeated these patterns again and again, but in the end, truth will always prevail, and it's our job only to be aware to the darkness and not react to it. The most common account that you will hear with people that have had near-death experiences is when they come back to tell the tale, they explain how the concept of careers, materialism, their rock star lifestyles was just an illusion, and the only importance to this life is to be with your loved ones. But ultimately, your family are your first connection and the main connection to your soul journey in discovering who and what you are. They will reflect a physical frequency to you and what you have accepted to be born into. So it's your life journey to overcome that. Whatever that situation, it will be easier once you are aware to it and understand it. The importance of your connection is vital for your growth, and without it, you will be swallowed up by the mind control around us. So thank you for watching, everyone. Always enjoy passing my thoughts to you. Please share this with anyone who might find this useful, and thank you all for watching. Films will be coming back very soon. I've got some great news to tell you. Take care, and I'll see you next week.